ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरद्विजे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नो नमः। तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय राधे तं नमाम चरणान्ति। First of all, my कोटि spiritual master Nitya Leela Pravishtam Vishnupad Siswad Bhakti Goswami. Same in the Lordship of my Shiksha Guru Om Vishnupad Nitya Leela Pravishtam Vishnupad Ashtotar Siswad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Goswami Maharaj. I am very happy that in this Odessa festival, so many devotees have come here to hear Hari Katha. Also our all prominent sannyasis and brahmacharis all have attended here. I think our festival will be successful. I want that there should be no complaint from audience in any way. They are trying, even it may be something, so that you should tolerate. Then don't disturb. Only you have come to hear Hari Katha and you should hear Hari Katha. And we will try our utmost best to deliver Hari Katha, Krishna pastimes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastimes, which you should carefully take in your pockets, in your hearts, and then return back to your homes. I have thought that I will give classes on the very prominent associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Jagadananda Prabhu. His instructions is very, very useful in our life. If we will follow it, then we can realize what is love and what is prema. Without, we cannot. And he has told the process by which we can enter in prema bhakti. Though Kavi Karnapur Goswami has written that Jagadananda Prabhu was Satyabhama, yet really he has himself told in his Prema verse, "Oh, I am very intimate friend of Radhika. I am her servant, maid servant. But why I don't know. Oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to keep me in the category of Jagadananda. Oh, I know he is sannyasi. That what is sannyasi? He wants that he should take away Radhika, Krishna himself, with her, and will serve Krishna alone. He does not want that we Sakhi Lalita Vishakha and we should be also in that service. Alone he wants. That is why he is doing. Really, Prem Vivat means in high class of love and affection. Sometimes anger seems, man seems, but these are not really anger. No. So, it is what? It's really high class of affection and love, which comes in the form of man and anger. So, Jagadanand was an intimate associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Jagadananda Goswami, he has himself written in this book that I was writing something. And in the same time, Swarup Damodar, associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, came and told, what you are writing, Jagadananda Prabhu? Then he told, oh Prabhu, I am writing what I like from core of heart. I want to write something they happen what happened in my life with Chaitanya Prabhu. I want to record it, write it. Then Damodar told, oh, you are writing, very good. You should write for all human persons. By this, oh, it will be so much good for them. Then Jagadananda told, oh, I am writing what I like. I don't know the welfare of whole world. What I remember, I write. But in not order. When what I remember, I am writing. He has written so many things that is very, very useful for all our life. Before this, I am going to speak about Srimad Bhagavatam, the glorifying of Bharatvarsha. He is telling that in Bharatvarsha, in India, before Sri Krishna Chandra, Lord Sri Ramchandra appeared with his three brothers. Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna. As a son of Maharaj Dasarath king, he is praying, Prabhu, your this avatar, incarnation is not only for killing demons. Ram killed so many demons. First he killed demon, woman demon. Tadka. And Khardushan, Marish and so many, and Ravan, Kumbhakarna, Meghnath and all. So he has not come to only kill demons, but what? To give instructions, teachings to others that how a very high class of character can be, like Ramchandra. Only one wife, chaste, he was chaste. And he was always protecting his bhakts, devotees, always. He was very much fond of Brahman bhakti, doing Brahman bhakti, and giving so much honor to superiors. Though he has exiled Sita 2 times, but when Sita was stolen by Ravan, he was full of tira, separation mood. Weeping and weeping, asking even Godavari river, deers and others, where is my dear Sita? And weeping. But, Sri Ramchandra was incarnation of Supreme Lord. Why he will weep? You know that he knew that my Sita is with me. Ram cannot store. He has kept Sita in fire, but yet he is weeping. This is his Nar Leela. Human being first time. Very sweet. He cannot send Sita to exile, but he has done only for Shiksha, only for instructions for others. All are for Lok Shiksha. What Shiksha instructions? Janma, birth, by beauty, by intelligence. Anyone is not dear to Ram. Only those who are Saranagat, those who are taken shelter. Even a monkey like me, Hanumanji, tell you, he made friendship with us. And we all, like friends, we helped him in all his in all battlefield and everywhere. So, Ram or Krishna, they don't think about who is so intelligent, who has come in high class of family and other things, but heavenly ones. That we should be offered to him, saranagat to him. Oh, in Bharatavarsha there are so many mountains. Himalaya, Malay, Mangal Prastha, Mainak, Trikut, Rishabh, Kutak, Korkal, Devgiri, Rishyamukh, Venkat, Mahendra, Badidhar, Vindhyachal, Shuktiman, Drone, Trikut, Govardhan, Raivartap, Kumbh, Neel, Kabuk, Neel, Gomukha, Indrakil, Kamgiri. Oh, thousands of times these mountains are in India. And from them so many rivers have come. Rivers like Brahmanad, Sindhunad, Somnath, and Ganga, Jamuna, Kaveri, Taranparni, Kritmala, Kaveri, Beni, Payaswini, Godavari, Payaswini, Reva. Oh, so many, Kausaki, Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, Gomti, Sarju, oh, so many. Water very sweet. Even a man will remember, they will be liberated. So Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati like these. Those who have taken birth in India, they are very fortunate. Even demigods, they repent that why we have become taken birth in heaven, heavenly planet. We have done so much high class of donations, austerities, and then we have come to Swarga. But this is karma bhumi, no. This is not karma bhumi, bhog bhumi. Bhog bhumi means only to enjoy. There is so much enjoyment that you can imagine if you have birth in America and Europe countries. No chance of doing bhajan, always engaged in sense gratification, especially without ladies, without male, and male without female. They cannot think. They cannot even imagine life in heaven. Very beautiful aspara demigods, goddesses and goddesses. They are there. Enjoying always. They have no time to even think about Krishna or Ram. And they are saintly persons like Narad Goswami, like Sukadev Goswami and others. No incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Ramchandra, Krishna, Baladev and others. Nothing. So why we became demigods here? to tell heaven, Brahmalok, where Brahma resides. There is one kalpa, means crores and crores years. But we don't want to be in this Brahmalok or heavenly planets. Even 1 moment, the duration of human life is not certain. It may be 1 year, 2 years, 100 years, more than that. And very soon we will die. But even if 1 moment in India, even like Raja Patan, in 24 minutes, even he was here. And his life was successful, and he offered his whole life in the lotus feet of Krishna, and he went to Golok Vrindavan. So, we are also very fortunate that we have taken birth in India, and even not, but we want to be in Vrindavan, Brajabinda. Always speaking of Harikatha of Vrindavan, always. So you are also fortunate that you have connection with Vrindavan. Your goal for life to serve Vrindavan, and Vrindavan is for Krishna. So his praying. Oh, we are praying that where there is no Bhagavad Kathamrita, nectar of Harikatha, and the origin of Harikatha is sadhu, bhakta, but they don't live there. If it is Brahmalok, heavenly planets or anything, we don't want to live there. We want only to be in Vrindavan for a moment. Here, there is Varnashram Dharma. Anywhere in the world, no Varnashram Dharma. But in India, Varnashram Dharma. And why it was done, created Varnashram Dharma? Only how to do bhakti to Krishna, Supreme Lord. Only for. The main object was that how all souls can offer their bhakti to Krishna and will be liberated one day. It is very hard in Western countries. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Bani was not here, Swami ji had not come here, I was not coming here, then what is in these countries? Only sense gratification, nothing else. So their life is in vain. They had no time to think that, oh, after death, where we will go. We are not this physical body. You are not this physical body. But only in India, the knowledge coming from Krishna and Mahaprabhu, if he will touch, at once all these knowledges will come. And Shuddha Bhakti will come, and by this you will be liberated. So, to be in Vrindavan, Brajamandal, to have a birth in Vrindavan, anyhow relation with Vrindavan, your life will be successful if you will do bhakti. And having all these things, Guru, Vaishnava, Krishna, is in Ankul, preferable. But even he will not have prema bhakti, your life is in hell. Spy on them who are not really advancing in Krishna bhakti. So we should try to give up all signs of gratification and do Hari Bhajan. One kirtan. The kirtan call.
वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, गुरुपाद पद्म की, कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। मेरो मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला। मेरा मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला। कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। मेरो राधिका वल्लभ गोपाला। मेरो राधिका वल्लभ गोपाला। बोलो गोपाला, बोलो गोपाला। कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। बोलो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। राम राम हरे हरे। कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला। बोलो हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम Sai Gaur Premanande, Srila Gurupada Padma ki, Gaur Premanande.
I want that I will speak on Prem Vivarta. Very interesting, very favorable. And I also want that other speakers, they should speak on Srimad Bhagavad, Guru Tattva, Narad, and Dasdev Sambad, Bharat Sambad, Ajamil Sambad, Ambarish Sambad, Krishna and Putana, and what are the instructions about Brahma, Mohan Leela, Kaliya Dam Leela, Kaliya Daman. Very interesting things. So you should be ready for that from tomorrow. First Guru Tattva and then Odessa. I will speak on Prem Vivarta. I request Padmanabh Maharaj to give 4 words for our Hari Katha.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. First of all, I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali to the lotus feet of my beloved Guru Dev, Nitya Lila Pravishta, Om Vishnu Pad Asto Tarasata Shri Shila, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. And secondly, I'm offering my equal Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali to the lotus feet of my beloved Gurudevs, Siksha Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Asto Tarasata Shri Shila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. And Om Vishnu Pad Asto Tarasata Shri Shila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, our beloved Guru Dev, who we are so fortunate to be here in the presence of in this wonderful festival by the mercy of Srila Gurudev. My Dandavat Pranams also to all of my Rupa Nuga Guru Varga and to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis headed by the Tridandi Sannyasi and also all friends and guests who have come here. Srila Gurudev began his dissertation this evening by quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto the glories of Sri Bharatvarsha, the land of India. And he very wonderfully explained to us that that land of India, it has an ancient culture which was actually established by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself, and also by his incarnations as Sri Ramchandra, as we heard from Srila Gurudev, that he showed the perfect example of a human being in this world. So, the Supreme Absolute Truth, Param Tattva, that source from which everything emanates, from which the entire universe that we live in, all the planets, all the galaxies, from which everything has come, that absolute truth is clearly defined in the Vedic literature. Only in the Vedas, written in the Sanskrit language, more than 5,000 years ago, only there can this very explicit knowledge of the absolute truth be obtained. Anywhere else, there are only little fragments of this supreme absolute truth, but only in the Vedas, which have come directly from the absolute truth himself, Sri Krishna. They have emanated from him and come into this universe by his divine mercy, by his will. Only through Vedic knowledge can the living entities, the jiva souls within this universe, who are all conditioned by material nature, only by this knowledge can they become liberated from this endless cycle of birth and death. All living beings in this world, they are eternal parts and parcels of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna descended 5,000 years ago, and he spoke the absolute truth in the form of his own song, the song of God, Bhagavad Gita. There Sri Krishna himself has claimed all living beings as his own personal parts and parcels. There he says, Mam Aivamsho Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. He says all the living entities in this world, they're called Jiva Bhuta, living beings. And they are my parts and parcels. Mam Aivamsho. But Manasyastrani Indriyani Prakritistani Karshati. In this world, they are constantly struggling with this material nature. They are struggling with their mind and always overwhelmed by so many material desires to lord it over the material nature, to become the enjoyer. Just like Srila Gurudev was so beautifully explaining, that in the heavenly planets, this is called Bhog Bhumi. Why? Because they are reaping the fruits of their pious activities, and now they are enjoying sense gratifications. But that enjoyment there cannot lead them to eternal auspiciousness of the soul. They have to again come back down to this plane, the earthly level. Within this universe, there are so many levels of planetary systems. We are in the middle of these levels. And here, it is Karma Bhumi. Karma Bhumi means we can do actions here, and we can create our future destiny, where we will go after this life. This body is temporary. It will last only for a few days or a few years at most. And then, where will we go after this life? So in this plane, we can create our future, our destiny. But without having Vedic knowledge, the living beings do not know how to live. They do not know how to act in this life, so that their future life can be auspicious. and that they can attain freedom from the endless cycle of birth and death. They can attain their eternal identity in service to the absolute Supreme Lord in the eternal spiritual world. So without Vedic knowledge, the living beings in this world don't know this fact. And therefore, we can see nowadays in Kali Yuga, in Western civilization, the only goal of life is to eat nicely, drink, take intoxications, enjoy sex life, and try to gain as much sense gratification as we can before we die. And the belief is, when we die, all finished. I don't exist anymore. This is total ignorance. And the whole world today is completely plunged deep down into this ignorance. So therefore, everyone is completely attached to sense gratification, thinking this is the goal of life. And therefore, as Gurudev said, every man wants to have a woman to enjoy, every woman wants to have a man to enjoy. They cannot imagine life without this. But this will only lead one downwards. By acting in this way within this world, only we will become more and more entangled in the karmic reactions, and we can go falling down into lower species for millions of lifetimes again. So this human form of life, it is very, very rare